Hello everybody, my name is Joseph and today I will be addressing a very serious issue that takes place here in California and around the United States on a daily basis. My goal is to persuade you guys not to drink and drive while under the influence of alcohol or a controlled substance and to act upon your decision not to drive while intoxicated. Everybody knows that driving while under the influence of alcohol or a controlled substance is wrong, right? So you made a stupid decision, there's lights flashing behind you, and you hear the voice of an officer demanding you to pull over. Now your heart's racing, you know this is the end of the road, and there is no get out of jail free card when it comes to driving under the influence. So you stop your car because the officer notices something suspicious. You're swerving in and out of the lanes, you're driving too fast, you're driving too slow, but whatever the case may be, you were pulled over, right? Now upon approaching the vehicle, a distinct odor is detected. Your eyes are bloodshot red, your speech is slurred, and you cannot address the officer's questions correctly. By now he's already asked you to step out of the vehicle and submit to a field sobriety test. But failure to pass this test may lead to a night behind bars. And when proven guilty of driving under the influence of alcohol or a controlled substance, you will face strict penalties. Now some of these penalties include more jail time, license suspension, DUI classes, probation, and an expensive fine. Driving under the influence of alcohol or a controlled substance is an epidemic which continues to have severe and life-threatening consequences. Did you know, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, every day in America, another 28 people die as a result of drunk driving accidents? Now that's one person every 51 minutes. Who's going to keep count of that? Now the highest percentage of drunk drivers was for drivers ages 21 to 24, followed by the ages of 25 to 34, and so on. Now on August 10th, 2014, my cousin made the mistake by leaving in the middle of a wedding reception and getting behind the wheel. The report stated that the car was driving the wrong way on the Pasadena 110 freeway and slammed into an SUV. Her car was heading south in the northbound lane at a high rate of speed. She was arrested at the scene about 50 minutes after her crash. She was taken to jail, and only when she had her photos taken and her fingerprints recorded, she came to her senses and realized where she was at. Now the legal blood alcohol concentration is 0.08%, and my cousin blew a 0.24%. Now that's 3 times the legal limit here in California. Now I've done much research on this topic before, as I too have been affected by drunk driving or driving under the influence. I've decided to talk to you all about driving under the influence because I want to make you guys aware of the risks and dangers involved. Now my goal in this speech is to help spread the word about this continuing epidemic. I hope that after my presentation, you will think twice before getting behind the wheel after a long night of drinking. Today I want to make sure you guys realize that driving under the influence is not worth it. Right now, I plan to explain the effects and dangers of driving while under the influence. I will also explain some of the risks and consequences. And I will also tell you guys how you can help prevent driving while intoxicated. Let me begin by explaining the effects and dangers of driving under the influence. Now, driving while intoxicated is dangerous, and not only do you put yourself at risk, but you also put the lives of innocent people at risk as well. Now when you drink, your judgment becomes impaired, and it's easy to think that you're driving normally when you really are not. Now if you do it once and you don't get caught, you subconsciously allow yourself to think that it's okay to do it again. You'll most likely continue this behavior until something bad happens. Now some repercussions include causing a fatal accident, ending up in the hospital, losing a limb, or killing a loved one. Next, I want to discuss with you the risks and consequences of driving while impaired. Now, driving under the influence conviction carries a number of penalties. If you're a first-timer offender, you may only get fined anywhere from $300 to $1,000, as well as a suspended license for up to 4 months. Now, depending on the circumstances, you may have to serve 4 days to 6 months in jail. Now, you have to attend DUI classes, a vehicle ignition interlock device, which is a device that requires a negative breathalyzer test every time you attempt to start your car. Now if you view your situation to be unjust or unfair, you can hire an attorney to fight your case, That'll only bring you into more debt, and the likeliness of winning depends completely on the evidence against you. Next, I will talk about how you can help prevent yourself and loved ones from driving under the influence. Now, we can all help prevent others from driving while under the influence, but it's up to us to make the right decision. Never allow anyone you love to drive while they're intoxicated. You can offer them a ride. You can offer them a place to stay. Wait with them until they sober up. If you're with friends, you can arrange rides, have a designated driver, use taxi services like Uber and Lyft. Now, after I have discussed with you the dangerous effects of driving under the influence, penalties and consequences, and how you can help prevent driving while intoxicated, I hope I have opened your eyes to just how serious the problem of driving under the influence really is. Now, I encourage you all just to take 1 minute to stop and think before you make the decision to step behind the wheel when you are intoxicated. Life is extremely precious, and it can be taken away in an instant. You can fatally harm innocent people, your family, friends, loved ones, and even yourself. Let's do something about this problem before it comes knocking on our door.